Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another playthrough of Spirit Island. Today we're going to be playing as Thunderspeaker and we're going up against Scotland level 4. So I've gone ahead and set up everything as usual. The first explorer was into the mountains, and I think that with that we can go on to our first turn. And I think for our first turn I'm going to take growth option number 3 and place from the bottom track, so we'll get 4 energy. And I think here I probably want to place it into land number 5. So we'll get another presence in there with that Dahan. We'll get 1 energy from the energy track. And then the cards I want to play, I think, are Sudden Ambush. So that'll cost 2. And then I think I'm also going to play Voice of Thunder, which is a 0 cost card. So we can use our fast power, which the only one we have is Sudden Ambush, and we will gather 1 Dahan into land number 5. And yeah, we'll gather that in there and bring our presence with it. And each Dahan destroys 1 explorer, so there is only 1. So that's that. And then we can go on then to the Invader Phase. We will not resolve the event for the first turn. No fear cards, obviously. We're building in the mountains. So land number 8 is getting a town. Land number 5, there is no invader there, and it's not a coastal land. So yeah, that's the end of the build step, and then the explorer is into the jungles. So land number 6 gets 1, and land number 2 gets 1 as well. These advance, and then we can go on to our slow powers. So we have only 1 sun, so we're not going to lead the Furious Assault, but we do have 1 animal. So we can gather up to 2 Dahan with our air, and we can push up to 1. I think here we will use Voice of Thunder to push 4 up to 4. So we'll push these from land number 7 into land number 8. And then we can use our gather up to 1 per air that we have. So we have 2. We will target land number 2. And we will gather 2 in there. And we won't push any. Yeah, let's do that. So we're not going to push anything from there. So that'll be the end of our slow powers. So these go away. We go on then to time passes. There is nothing to heal. And we can go on to the next turn. And I think here I want to take growth option number 2. And probably take the 2 off the top. So we'll place the first one. And I think we can place... So here I'm thinking of playing Manifestation of Power and Glory. So we would get 6 damage, so 3, 6, 7. So I'll probably need to put 1 presence in there. That will clear out that land. And then I can I think I'll put 1 in here with this other 2 Dahan. And yeah, that will be enough for our presence placement. We'll get 2 energy from the energy track. And we're going to play these 2 cards. So Manifestation costs 3 and Words of Warning costs 1. So for Words of Warning, we'll target land number 8 with the defend for 3. And that is all our fast powers. So we'll go on to the event step, and it is the Struggles of Growth. So each spirit chooses destroy 2 of your presence and gain a power card, or forget a power card, gain 2 energy, move up to 2 of your presence up to 4, up to range 4. So I think that neither of those are particularly appealing. The disease event, ignore disease during builds this Invader Phase, 1 fear per board with disease. So we have 3, that's going to be 9, so 3, 6, 7, and then there's going to be a town, so that'll be 9. That's actually worked out well for us. And then when invaders ravage, if the land has to hand, defend for 2, which will work well there. So now we have to decide if we want to destroy these 2 presence and gain a power card, or forget a power card. I think we'll forget. Let's forget. Geez. I think we're definitely going to want to forget one of these, and given this has fire and an animal, but this one has the sun that we need for our second. That's a pretty difficult decision. I think I will keep Voice of Thunder and forget Sudden Ambush, so we'll forget that. And so we gain 2 energy and move up to 2 of your presence up to range 4. I don't think I'll move any of them. We'll keep them where they are for now. And then, so that's that. There is no fear card to resolve. They're ravaging in the mountains, nothing there. This is defended for 5 because of our words of warning and the event card. These retaliate, and we gain 1 fear for that. And then we're building in the jungle. So this is getting a town. Remember, we're ignoring disease this turn because of the event. Land number 6 gets a town as well. And we are exploring into the mountains. So we do the escalation first. So we're going to be doing 9 damage here. So 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's enough. So we have to put a town. I probably want to put this. Let's put it, I guess, in here. Yeah. And then we can explore there and there. Invader cards advance, and then we go on to the slow power phase. So we'll get 1 fear for manifestation, and then each Dahan deals damage equal to the number of presence in target land number 2. And we will do 9 damage, so 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's going to be 2, 4, and 5 fear. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is that slow power done. Then we have the first level of Lead the Furious Assault, and we also have enough to gather 3 Dahan and push 2. So we can, I guess we probably want to gather 3 in here and then push 2 in here, and then we can use Lead the Furious Assault to destroy this. So let's do that. So we'll target this land with Gather the Warriors. We'll gather up to 3. So we'll gather all 3, and then we're going to push 2 because we have 2 sun, and we'll push those into here. And then we have 2 sun and 1 fire. We destroy 1 down for every 2 Dahan in target land. So we'll destroy that, which gets us another fear card. And that's all our slow powers. So we will discard these, and we can go on to the next turn. And I think here we're going to choose growth option number 1. We only have 3 cards left. So we're going to want to get a couple of minors here because we've already forgotten one of our unique powers. So we get a choice of Hazard Spread Across the Island, Veil the Night's Hunt, Quicken the Earth's Struggles, and Shadows of the Burning Forest. And I think here, if we take Veil the Night's Hunt, it has the animal and the air, and it would also allow us to prevent a build in either land 8 or land 5. So we can, I think we should take that one. And then our second choice will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we get Domesticated Animals Go Berserk, Teeming Rivers, Elemental Boon, or Set Them on an Ever-Twisting Trail. And I think here, so I was tempted to take Teeming Rivers and potentially use it in land number 5 to remove the blight. But I'm also tempted by set them on an ever-twisting trail, and we can actually prevent the 2 bills this turn, so on land 8 and land 5, and hopefully get ahead of them that way. So I'm kind of in 2 minds about which to go for here. I think probably let's go with set them on an ever-twisting trail, and see. Hopefully next turn we can get a decent turn with our unique powers. So let's try that. We get 2 energy from the energy trap. We're going to play Veil the Night's Hunt and set them on an ever-twisting trail for 1 each. And we can use Veil the Night's Hunt 2 away from where we have presence. We'll target land number 5, which is range 0. Each to hand deals 1 damage to a different invader, so 1 to hand will deal damage to him. And then we can gather or push 1 explorer and isolate the target land. So this should be gone. We'll gather this guy in here, and we'll isolate that land. So we'll just put a token there to remind us. So that's our fast powers done. We can go on then to the events, and we get Dahan trade with the invaders. We can either Dahan do not participate in ravages this turn, display your wrath at this trail, 2 energy per player aided by fire. Each spirit with Dahan in their lands destroys 1 of them and generates 1 fear. Or we can, for 6 energy per player aided by air, Dahan do not participate in ravages this turn. Each sphere forgets a power card. From the next turn on, each Dahan provides defend 1 in its land. I think we'll just, if we don't participate in ravages, the only thing that it's going to affect is land number 6, which I think is fine. So we have 2 air, which would mean we need to pay 4 energy, so we don't actually have 4 energy. And then for the fire one, each spirit with the hand in its lands destroys 1 of them and generates 1 fear. I think we will choose the option number 1. The hand do not participate in ravages this turn. And then the disease event, push 1 disease to the adjacent land with the most invaders, minimum of 1. So that can only go there. So that will, I'll put that there to remind us. We have 2 fear cards at terror level 1. Each player may replace 1 town with 2 explorers, 1 fear per player who does. We could replace, I think, probably this town with 2 explorers, and we will get we'll get 1 fear for doing that. And then the second one, each town destroys 1 explorer in its land. So this town destroys him, and that goes there. Dahan are not participating. There's nothing to ravage there. One of those gets, well, I guess they're not participating, but it doesn't matter anyway. And then we're building in the mountains, so nothing there, and we are exploring into the sands, so the escalation effect. We can put this, I guess, let's put this, well, the mountain is going to ravage on the next turn, so we can put this here, I suppose. Yeah, let's go with that. And then this gets 1, and there is no source for that. So yeah, that's the explorer. So these advance, and we can go on then to the slow powers. And I think here, so we can gather up to 2 with our gather the warriors, and I think I'm going to gather these 2 into land number 7. Yeah, let's do that. So and we brought our presence with them. This goes away. So that's the end of the slow power phase, and we can go on then to the next turn. And I think here we will choose growth option number 2, and we're going to place the first in the land number 7. And I think I'll take the second off the bottom track as well, and probably place this into land number 1. So we'll get 2 energy off the energy track. We're going to play Manifestation of Power and Glory for 3. I mean, we don't actually have to play Words of Warning here. We could go with just Voice of Thunder, and then we would be able to, although I probably want to play the 3, and then I can potentially get to reclaim 1 earlier. Because I was thinking maybe we take it off the top track and get the extra fire, but it's not really going to help us here. And if we play Words of Warning, we will have access to this power. So I think it's probably okay to play that and just spend the energy, even though we're not going to be defending anything this turn. So yeah, let's try that. Yeah, like I said, we're not going to defend this turn. We do have 4 air, so we could actually activate these powers early. And I think I might actually want to do it in this land. In land number 1, we could destroy the town there. But yeah, I think I'll leave it and see what comes out with the Explorer card. So yeah, let's go on to the Invader Phase. And we get, okay, Strange Madness Among the Beasts. Each beast destroys 1 to hand and remove 1 beast from each board. That's fine. We'll choose that option instead of paying the energy cost. Each beast destroys 2 explorers and deals 2 damage. And then on each board, push 2 to hand from a land with beasts, disease, or wilds to a land without these tokens. So we can push 1, and we'll bring their presence with it. Yeah, let's do that. And then there is no fear cards. We're building or ravaging in the mountains, nothing in 5 or 8. We're building in the sands, so land number 7 gets a city. Land number 4, there's nothing, and we're exploring into the jungle and the wetlands. So that gets 1, this gets 1, that gets 1, and this gets 1 as well. The invader cards advance. And sorry, we should be, for Scotland special rule, we should be putting towns there instead. So this gets a town, this gets a town, and that gets a town as well. Yeah, that was a nasty one. Board D is nasty, given the 2 wetlands are both coastal. So then we go on to the slow power phase, and I think let's use Manifestation first. So we'll generate 1 fear, and then each to hand deals damage equal to the number of presence in its land. So each to hand will deal 3 damage. That's 6 in total. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we generate 3 fear for that. So 2, and then the 3rd. And then we also have 3 sun and 1 fire. So we do activate level 1 of this, so we can destroy a town somewhere. And we also have 4 air and 2 sun, so we can gather up to 4 to hand and push up to 2. And I think here we can target land number 1 and gather 4. So let's gather these 2 and bring 2 presents with it. And then we'll gather these 2 as well and bring our 2 presents with it. And then we can use our Lead the Furious Assault. Level 1, destroy 1 town for every 2 to hand in target land. So we have 4 to hand, so we can destroy 2 towns. So that's going to be those 2, and we'll generate 2 fear for that. And then we can use Voice of Thunder to push up to 4 to hand. And do I want to push here? Because I could push them in here, and then potentially we're not going to have enough for manifestations next turn, and this will have a city. So I'm thinking we can use our Veil the Night's Hunt in here, which will prevent the build, and then we can probably defend in here, because it's just going to have the the 2 explorers because the disease is going to prevent the build, and then we'll probably take 2 blight in these lands, 1 each. So yeah, maybe we just use the second one of that and generate 2 fear. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll use the second option if invaders are present, 2 fear, so 1 and then 2. That'll do it for this turn, the slow powers. And yeah, we will leave it there and go on to the next turn. And I think we will choose growth option 1 here and reclaim our cards. We have none left in hand, so we'll get 2 cards, and I think I'm going to choose the miners here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get Tormenting Rotflies, Fire in the Sky, Voracious Growth, and Encompassing Ward. And I think here, Fire in the Sky looks pretty good from an elemental perspective. It might also help us prevent a blight going down in land number 2. So I think I'll take Fire in the Sky for our first choice, and then our second card choice, I'm going to take another miner, I think. So we'll get Razor Sharp Undergrowth, Gnawing Root Biters, Scream Disease into the Wind, and Purifying Flame. And I think Purifying Flame looks absolutely perfect for our elements, so I'm almost certainly going to take that, I think. Yeah, let's go with that. Although we do we have yeah, none of the cards we took have the animal element, so that could be a consideration. Maybe go for that instead. Scream Disease into the Wind. No, I think Purifying Flame is probably, yeah, it just has all the other elements that make it perfect for us. So that'll be that for our growth, and we can go on to the we'll get 2 energy from the energy track. So we have 3 here, and we have a 3 card place. And I think here we will choose Fire in the Sky, Veil the Night's Hunt, and Voice of Thunder. So we will pay 2 energy for those. Voice of Thunder is free. We also have 4 air here. We have 2 sun and 1 fire, so we can make these fast if we want, and I think we are going to want to do that. So first of all, let's gather the warriors, so we can gather up to 4 Dahan. And I think I'll gather target land number 2 and gather 2 in there. And I'm tempted to gather a 3rd as well, and just leave 1 in land number 1. Which should be enough to clear up in the Ravage on the next turn. So I think I'll gather a 3rd and bring a 3rd presence with it. So that's gather the warriors done. We could push 2 up to 2, but I don't think I'll do that. So let's leave that there, and then we can also make Lead the Furious Assault. We have 2 sun and 1 fire. We can make that fast. Destroy 1 town for every 2 Dahan in the target land. So we'll target land number 2 and destroy 1 town. That's 1 fear. So that's those done. Then our fast power cards. So Veil the Night's Hunt will target in land number 6. Each Dahan deals 1 damage to a different invader. So take those 2 out. And then I think for this one, Fire in the Sky will generate 2 fear, which is another fear card. And we'll put a Strife. We'll target 1 away from where we have a sacred site, so we'll target land number 3 and put a Strife on that city, or town, sorry. So that's fast powers done. We'll go on then to the Invader Phase, and we get the event card. It's New Species Spread, so we can either, for each board, discard the top miner. If it is fast, add 1 blight to a land with town or city. After resolving this card, return to the event deck under the top 2 cards, or we can pay 4 energy per player aided by Moon, 1 fear per player. On each board, add 1 beast to a land with towns or cities. Let's see, do we want to risk it? I think we probably, if it is slow, add 1. So this will get a blight, but we will be able to defend in there on the next turn with our Words of Warning card. So I'm tempted to risk, although we want to defend in here as well. Gather or push one. Why don't we, so this will cost, I mean, we could forget Veil the Night's Hunt here. And that would, from hand or play. So if we forget that, that will go towards this and generate one more fear. And add a beast in land number 3. So I think we'll do that. So let's forget Veil the Night's Hunt. Although if we keep that, we could reclaim it and then get rid of that, defend in there, and potentially clear the whole island. So maybe we don't want to do that. Yeah, let's not forget that. Let's take option 1. So we'll discard the top minor if it is fast. Add a blight to a land with towns or cities. So it's not fast, so we don't have to add a blight. After resolving this card, return it to the event deck under the top 2 cards. Okay. On half the board's rounding up, add 1 disease to a land with both the Han and invaders. Do 2 damage to the Han there. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, that's very annoying. So this gets destroyed. And then for Thunderspeaker special rule, for each Dahan destroyed by invaders ravaging, so that wasn't an invader ravaging, so we don't actually lose presence to that. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands gains 1 energy, so we'll gladly take 1 energy. So that's resolved. We have 2 fear cards, or 3, sorry, at terror level 2. Each player chooses a different coastal land, and each gather up to 1 Dahan, 1 damage per Dahan. Let's gather 1 in here and do 1 damage. And then the second one, in each land with Dahan, defend 1 plus an additional defend 1 per Dahan, not going to help. Defend 6 in all coastal lands, and invaders do not build cities in coastal lands this turn. That's very good for us. So they're not going to build in there. So ravage, nothing in 4 or 7. We're building in the jungle and wetlands, nothing there. The disease prevents the build here. Nothing there because it's not adjacent to a city. So build cards in coastal lands, build cards affect lands without invaders so long as there is an adjacent city. There isn't one. So we didn't get a build there either. And then they're due to build a city here, but because of the event card, the fear card, invaders do not build cities in coastal lands this turn, so that's not getting anything. So that's the build step over with, and then we're exploring into the coastal lands. So this gets a, I guess we'll put the town in there, and we could put, I suppose, a town in here, and then, although no, it's probably, yeah, let's put it in there, and then we'll get an explorer in here. Yeah, that's probably okay. It's a bit of a nuisance to get that card at the moment, but fine. Invader cards advance and we go on to the slow power phase. We use these in the fast power phase, so we only have this push up to 4 Dahan. I mean, if we swap those around, if we put the town in there and that in there, that would prevent that build, and then we could potentially take out this town on the next turn in the fast phase. If we play enough air, which we will, we'll have at least 4, so we could take out that town and then move in here and potentially destroy everything in there and hopefully win then. So yeah, let's do that. So we have a push 4 Dahan here, and I think I will push these 2 in here. Yeah, let's go with that. So that slow power is over with. We discard these, and we can go on to our next turn. And I think here we probably want to be playing, so we're going to have 5 energy if we choose growth 2, or a lot more if we choose growth 3. So probably want to play manifestations at least. Probably want to be playing words of warning as well. And then gather or push. Yeah, we could play that as well. So I think 3, 4, 5, we're going to need 5 energy. We already have 3 card plays. We're getting enough to activate these in the fast phase. So why don't we choose growth option number, let's go with, growth option number 3. Actually, no, let's go with growth option number 2 and get some more presence on the board. So we'll put this in here, I think. We'll probably be defending in there. So yeah, let's do that. And then we can also choose, actually no, let's choose this just in case there's a funny event that comes out. We'll probably want the extra energy. So we'll get 4 energy plus the 2 from the energy track. And we'll use 2 of those to pay for words of warning and set them on an ever-twisting trail, and 3 for manifestations of power and glory. We have the 2 sun, 1 fire to activate this level 1. We do have 4 air, so we can make it fast, and we do have 4 air to make this fast as well. So let's use this to target land number 2 and destroy 1 town, because we have 2 to hand. That generates a fear. We can also activate this. We have 2 animal tags, so we can gather up to 4 to hand. I think I'll gather these in there. And do I want to gather another 2? So that'll deal, that's going to build a city. So we'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll want to gather another one, which we can do. We won't push anything. So that's these 2 powers done. We can defend for 3 in this land. Although, if we defend, let's defend for 3 there. And so they're actually not going to build a city there. And then we can set them on an ever-twisting trail to gather or push 1 explorer. And I think I'll gather that in there. So it should be cleared out in the Ravage land, or in the Ravage step. We were 1 away from where we had a sacred site, and we'll isolate land number 1 as well. So yeah, that is all for our fast powers. And we go on to the events, and we get war touches the island shores. So we can either discard the top major, deal its energy in damage to invaders in the land, and the land in the coastal land with the most towns or cities, minimum of 1. Defend reduces the damage or cost of 1 energy per player. Add a fear card to the top of the fear deck. So if we choose the top one, we are going to, I presume we could do it here, and then that would potentially give us a blight, but it would also destroy him. So why don't we do that? So discard the top major, deal its energy and damage to invaders on the land in the coastal land with the most towns or cities. So it would have to be in this land. I mean, this could win us the game here. So yeah, it makes sense to do that. So we're dealing 4 damage. Defend reduces it. So there's no blight goes down because we're doing 4 damage. Less 3 is 1. So one of these gets wounded. That's a bit anticlimactic. Then we, on each board, push 1 beast. There are no beasts. And then each player may push 1 to hand to an adjacent land, doing 1 damage there. So this will, I mean, it doesn't matter, so we can do 1 damage, I guess. these are going to retaliate and clear that land out. That's going to retaliate as well. So yeah, that's that. There's no fear cards. We are ravaging in the jungle and wetlands, so this ravages and gets destroyed. The Dahan is injured. Nothing there, nothing there. This is defended for 4. It's doing 2 damage because there's a strife here. So the Dahan retaliate. This gets removed, and we have a clear board. That would have been 2 fear. That fear card was each player removes 1 explorer town from a land with beast, disease, or at least 2 Dahan. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think it kind of shows the power of Thunderspeaker. Just being able to manipulate the movement of Dahan and bring presence with it. Manifestation was very powerful in clearing out land number 2 early. So I think we got that on the 2nd or 3rd turn. And yeah, we were able to control some of our power cards that we drew were quite helpful. Veil the Night's Hunt was very, very useful in, I think, clearing out this land and maybe one other land as well. And then the gather, what was it called again? I think we forgot it. It was set them on an ever-twisting trail. Yeah, sorry. And that allowed us to clear out a land as well before it could build. I think it was this one we chose. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts. Otherwise, I think that's going to do it for today. And yeah, hopefully you can join again next time. Thank you.